Stanislavski learnt the magic if from his niece, who played a game with him where she constantly asked, what would you do if you were cold, if you were hot, if you were tired, if you were an elephant? This game revolutionized Stanislavski's whole process. If I ask you to pretend to be cold, you'll probably rub your hands together, chatter your teeth. If I say, what if it were cold? You would register the cold and you would react. Now, if I say, what would you do if it were cold? You might get a sweater. You might turn up the heat. You might try and leave the room. This is an action with a purpose. If you were locked in the room, you would behave in a different way. These are the conditions of the story that are motivated into action by the magic if. An activating force on the imagination which helps you to find purposeful action within the circumstances presented. What would you do if your lover betrayed you? Not how would you express your grief, or how would you feel, or how would you act that scene. What would you actually do, really? The question for actors should never be, how do I play that? It should be, what would I do if it were true? Now you're thinking, but how does that help me play something I have no experience of? What if you lived in Victorian Britain? Well, there are many ifs there about language, clothes, manners, ways of walking, which you would have to research to answer. But you can answer each one until you gradually move from your experience to the experience and the world of the character, simply by saying, what if, what if, what if? There are many layered or many storied ifs which add up to the moment, and in complex plays or films there are a huge number of possible ifs. It arouses the actor's dynamism. It starts consciously, but it does it through nature itself. It spurs an urgent call to action. And there's not a time when you should not engage in the magic if. We ask if initially, but in the performance we live if. If we are to avoid that generalized, vague, emotional acting that's not one attitude or another, this sort of thing, you know what I mean, then we must be playing an action. And an action is purposeful. It's purposeful because we ask ourselves, what if of the given circumstances? The magic if is one of the most remarkable doors to creativity, and it naturally braids with the notion of given circumstances, which is the next section of this chapter. If you're looking at the text, ask, why do I say it, not how do I say it? And I'll see you again with the next video. Bye bye. If you've enjoyed this video, please share it.